I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life in a bad one.
All right, guys, I'm just jumping in, and honestly, I don't know the deal to talk about. I wanted to get that chat room going, so I think we'll do a commercial break to allow Clay B to drop his kids off at the pool. I'm joking. No way. Those kids are going to have to swim in truth. I'm going to be an asshole, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, too. So, how is the Patriots doing today? I'm looking at the chat room, and I'm seeing hardly anybody there. I guess everybody's enjoying their Saturday. One of the things I do want to talk about is this bullshit infighting that's happening. I'm getting sick of it. Some people get butthurt because, well, whatever. I mean, me personally, a message from Mike a little while ago that Mike Sorora, or Soror. No, Sorora. He still says Oregon. So there we go. That I'm not going to be on his shows in the mornings for this coming up week because he's got a lot. He's got guests he's going to be bringing in, and he was just giving me a heads up. Honestly, that's fine. I told him, well, okay, I was just wondering. That's cool. Thanks for the heads up. For a bit there, I thought I fucked up somehow, and he goes, no, it's all right, man. You're doing great. So basically, it looks like I am going to be that little fledgling that they kick out of the nest and get me to fly on my own. Guess what? I'm flying on my own. Of course, I'm going to be an asshole. But the thing is, with some people, they get comfortable being the co-host, or they get comfortable being hack, cough, sneeze. Mary Brown sounds like she's miserable right now, but she's still paying attention. All right. Anyways, some people, they get used and comfortable being the co-host. They get used and comfortable to being on the camera with some people. You know what? I was comfortable with it. I enjoyed it. Both Mike and I seem to actually have this energy that we feed off of each other, and we can talk and get things going really strong. And we bring out, honestly, I think the best in each other, in my opinion. And you know what? If I was one of those pansy ass little bitches out there, bing, bing, Scott's messaging me. Oh, never mind. If I was one of those pansy ass little bitches out there that was like, I got kicked out, I'm going to make a bad thing about people. No, I would be sitting here going, which is bullshit. You know what? The only way the upside down pyramid is ever going to work is if you branch out, you still keep in contact with everybody. You still be a panel on their show when they want you in there. But you start your own. Yes, I will come in. I will probably put the Google Hangouts thing here in the chat room in later on in the show. But right now, I just want to talk about the bullshit of the infighting. Oh, I've been with them for years, or I've been with them for months, and now because I'm doing something that they don't like, I got blocked out, or they're saying bad things about me. Hell, I'll sit here and go, Nighthawk, which actually I have no problems with Nighthawk. I listened to his show. Staff Sergeant Mo was on. He's doing great. He's finding out the truth. He's doing good. And yes, these fuckers don't know how to do a radio show. Guess what? We're not on a radio show, so nope, I have no clue how to do a radio show. So I'm not offended by it at all. We just want to pick on you, Nighthawk. Go ahead, pick on me. My nice teeth I got, my bald head, my fat ass. I don't care. Pick on me. But talk about the truth. Don't sit here and claim that. Oh, I saw an article. Actually, I think I'll screen share that. Hold on a moment. This is a funny ass article. And I might get in trouble for it, but I'll just read it. I won't actually show it. I'll just read it so I don't get any copyright infringement on it. But I'll tell you who it's from, what it's by, and everything like that. And you guys can watch and listen to what some people do in order to get people out of the get them out of their way, basically. I gotta find it. Sorry about it. Didn't even think about that real quick. I threw up a link. No shit. Freedom fighters are really busy in the chat. Cool. Now I'm just gonna scroll. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep. Do you guys know the Centurion report at all? Just asking you. Yeah, you're right, Mary. It wasn't whiny enough for Dabu. But you know, Dabu, if he actually starts doing the truth and stuff like that, that's fine. It's great. Okay. Well, this is by the Centurion report. I looked at him and I was like, okay. Oh, guess what? It got blocked off. They retracted it.
Sweet.
But basically, this guy was talking about how evidently Spitfire is not telling the whole truth and he's just making up a whole bunch of lies, and that Dabu is the one that's really telling the truth and all this other bullshit. And then he starts claiming that, you know, Spitfire dresses like Alex Jones. Is Alex Jones his like mentor? Or wait a minute, no. What if Spitfire and Alex Jones were the same person? Come on, that's bullshit. And sorry, I dress like somebody because I wear clothes. I'm sorry, it looks the same. Evidently they're my hero. Yeah, actually, here we go. I got a muscle shirt on. Guess what? Daryl Dixon, off of The Walking Dead. There we go. That's my hero. Oh wait, let's add something else to that mix. I'm going to wear a muscle shirt and a sleeveless pull-on shirt. Guess who this is? Larry the Cable Guy. Get her done. And Daryl Dixon, so it's Daryl the Cable Guy. There we go. Get her done. Twink. There we go. That's simple. It's bullshit, guys. Come on. Seriously, yeah. Spitfire tells the truth as far as I have ever known. And if he makes a mistake, or if he gives wrong information, I know Spitfire, I know Mike Soror, I know me, and I know Damian Maynard, and I know Pete Santilli. Everything I've heard, watched, and listened from them, if they make a mistake, they will admit it, and they will tell you the truth that they mistakenly put out. Guess what? I don't hear that from other whiny bitches out there. I don't hear it from people that are trying to get subscribers because they thought that was going to be easy money. You know what? You this is to the whiny bitches out there who are trying to slander or attack the alternative media, like myself, or like Spitfire, or like Jeff Hayes, the Samaritan Sentinel, Mike Soror, Damian Maynard. You know, here's the message, really simple: stop being a bitch. Stop being that popular kid in school or trying to be that popular kid in school and backstab everybody around you and make rumors and lies just so you get subscribers. You know what really sells? If you want a shitload of subscribers, the truth. Honestly, I thought by now I would have maybe 20 subscribers, and that was going to be fine with me. I am going to look on my thing right now and see exactly how many subscribers I got. And this is just me telling the truth and being myself. I'm not dissing anybody, I'm not attacking anybody. I am being myself and telling the truth that I find. Look at that, 168 subscribers. That is 148 subscribers more than I expected. Guess what? I love that people are subscribing to me. I love that they're interested in the truth. That's the thing, the truth. And yeah, you can go to Before It's News and find all those other sources of information out there that there's no way to vet it. It's just a oop. Nope, sorry. I'm going to get out of the Facebook because the freedom fighters are actually talking in their chat and it'll go ding. You know, there's a lot of information out there that not all of it will be truth. I mean, you look at Google, you Google something, and they will put the type of response or the type of search they want you to look out first up on top of the list. That's why I usually go about 2 or 3 pages further in and start looking for things. Then I find the truth. It's stuff that is out there that not many people will actually go in. Now, with people that are saying, and here is a truth. I can actually look up for the the link in the past, and I'll put it in the after the chat's done and everything. I hear a lot of people calling this nation was founded under Christianity and everything. It was founded by. I thought the founding fathers were like Lutheran or something.
No, they were breaking away from
They were breaking away from the harsh type of religion that was there. Now, here's also the other thing. Somebody, and I'm not going to say who, you guys can make your own guess on that. When they say one nation under God, it's always been that way. You know what? Actually, that was added in 1954 during the war. I think it was Wilson. Woodrow Wilson actually had that added.
That's not very much.
Not during the war, sorry. I'm not great with complete history like that. I will search for that
World War
information.
II in 1945.
Okay. All right. But the thing is, the truth is something a lot of people don't want to look at, don't want to know about. They're scared. Tattoo. The title was This Time It'll Work, having a chat room and my show together instead of having to use somebody else's chat room because something was messed up. Right. In God we trust. That actually, but it wasn't one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all until, and I'm looking for the information right here. This is just one thing. You often hear many on the right claim that our country was founded on Christianity. They'll use our Pledge of Allegiance as proof that this nation was founded as a Christian nation. Many of them put bumper stickers on their vehicles that say "One Nation under God" or emphasize the word God when they recite the nation's pledge. Um, the phrase "under God" wasn't even in the original text of our pledge. I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I had made I had done something about that in the past. It was actually Francis. No, who was it? I'll find out more information about that. But the original wasn't even what we say right now. It has been altered bit by bit as it goes. In 1954, the phrase "under God" was actually added to our pledge in a response to the threat of communism. That's actual fact in history, guys. I don't care if you think this is going to be a Christian nation, that's fine. If you want it to be a Christian nation, that's fine. Do not expect me to follow blindly what your ideals are. I will follow the Constitution. I will follow what my heart and my soul says to follow. I will not follow some some other person's way of saying you have to follow this. Anything I tell you guys, go research it. Go find it out for yourself. Because I'd rather report truth and have you guys turn around and say, actually, here is proof that what you said was wrong. And I'll be like, okay, I'm writing that information down. I'm going off. When I go online, go live again, or even I'll make a small little video that states, hey, I messed up on this, and I'll upload it into YouTube. I will admit when I'm wrong. But the bitches, the complaining, whiny diaper babies out there, the ones that their mama is still throwing them their tit and having them suckle on it because they don't have enough balls to admit they're wrong, will never admit they're wrong. They're in it for the money and for the subscribers. Hey guys, go to the federal government. They're really good at making sure you can suck their dick, and they'll pay you for it. Ask Monica Lewinsky. Anyways, bad joke, but I had to say it. Hey, Damien, how you doing? I see you in there. Sorry I didn't send you an invite yet. I'm ranting. I'm having fun ranting about the division that we're having. You know, it's going to have to be, the upside down pyramid is going to have to be built on truth, not on popularity, not on what you guys want to hear, but on truth. Yes, but many letters exchanged by the founding fathers discussed Christian morals in forming the Constitution. And even Washington, thank you, Mary, even Washington had stated, a strong Christian American would rather die on his feet than live on his knees. He used Christian in it. I have no problems with it. In fact, I respect true Christians. And what I see as a true Christian is somebody who's like, I believe what I want to believe. I believe in the Bible. I believe this is the way. And I will show by example. And I will tell people who want to hear what information they want to hear about the Bible and about my belief. But I will be an example first and a preacher second. That is what I see as good Christians. What I don't see as good Christians is people are like, you must join me. You have to be on my side because fire and brimstone. In my opinion, honestly, that's basically saying you guys and me are at a war. I show up to your doorstep with the overwhelming force. I point a gun to your head and I say, join me or die. Well, the stubborn ones will be like, kill me. Fuck you. The ones that are not so stubborn will be like, okay, I'll join you, but how can I ever really trust you joined for the right reasons? I agree. We need to get belief and heart back into the country. And Jesus, Yahweh or Yah or Hezua or whatever you want to call it, could be one of the ways. But does it have to be the only way to get heart back into America? Because to me, that's almost to the point of, how do I explain this? And this is just my opinion. This is almost the point of, okay, we're getting brainwashed by the federal government, so let's brainwash in a different way. We have them believing my way, these words, this way, and everybody will start acting that way. I'm sorry, I'm unlike anybody out there. I am an asshole. I am extremely stubborn. Anytime somebody told me I had to quit smoking or I should, I would smoke more. I knew it was bad for me, but I was stubborn enough. I was basically saying, fuck you. See this? Fuck off kind of thing. Blood Raw Truth. Hey, how you guys doing? Right there, Mary. If you, okay, here's the thing about, I'm just going to state what I believe, what my spirituality says. My spirituality is, I believe there was an entity that created everything out of love. Actually created everything out of love. How it was created, what was the words, or if there were any words or anything, I don't know. But it is what I believe. I am not going to put a he or a she or an it on it, because when you start putting those types of descriptors on it, you bound them to more of a mundane type of mentality. Even calling it origin is kind of binding it, but you have to call an entity that created everything something. So I call it origin. It is the origin of everything. And I believe there are those out there who are against progression. They like the stagnant, I've got the power, fuck you type of people. And then you got the progressive people, the people who are actually wanting to keep things going. The people that want things to grow and expand and evolve, and for us to actually become more of what we could become in a loving way. That's two sides that I see. People call it good and evil. I call it progressive and stagnant. I like the progressive side because honestly, I like being able to use what I call energy work. But we'll get into that a lot later in the future. But basically, that's my spirituality. I believe in an entity that created everything out of love. And I believe in stagnation, and I believe in progression. Honestly, I follow the idea of treat others as you would rather have them treat you, and all the other types of things. But I don't sit here and say, it is said this way, it is pronounced this way, and you have to follow these rules all the time, every single line. Fuck that. You know what? I did not get asked about any of the rules, and I've got free will. If that makes it so I have to go to a version of hell or whatever, fine. So be it. That's my choice. But my heart is in the right area. I want us to progress and become better. I want us to get together and hold on and become a stronger people and show the universe what humanity can become, what we can go beyond the stagnation, power-hungry idiots out there that want their power just held in iron fists. Well, that is one opinion on that, Mary Brown. Sorry if I'm rambling on this, but I have no problems when the Great Elk came in to my show. He thought I was going to be like, fuck the Christian thing. And blah, blah. No, honestly, I wanted his opinion on things. I wanted him in here because It's freedom of speech. He did not tear anybody down, any of the patriots I know of. He did not tell us to shut up and listen to him. He did not destroy Lavoy Finicum's sacrifice. He did not say that the patriots in prison were worthless pieces of shit. So why wouldn't I let him talk about what he believes? Because to him that is truth. To me, truth is progressing and stagnating. There we are. Each person has a truth that they like to think, and that's fine. But you find the facts, and those are the things. And morality is important. I will agree with that. But you honestly think the people in the stagnation area have any morals? They're willing to kill, lie, steal, enslave just to make sure they keep their power and keep things the way they are. Where's the morality in that? Yes, progressive is a subjective term. I mean, there's a lot, just the language in itself. I wish we had telepathy. Then I could be like, here's the ideas, guys. And it will be straight from me. You can't misinterpret my words. You can't misconstrue what I'm trying to tell you. It would just be right there, straight into your head saying, oh, okay, I can understand that. And then you'd send back your argument straight into my head. And I'm like, well, what about this point? And it'd be awesome in my opinion, but I can't do that. Honestly, I would have to say if you're going to put me in a light or darkness area, I would actually say I'm darkness. Not evil, not stagnant, not any of that. But I like the darkness. I like nighttime. Nighttime is whenever I feel the most alive. Daytime drains me and makes me feel like I'm useless. But as soon as the nighttime comes, I actually start waking up. As far as I know, I'm not evil. I could be. Actually, no, I am an evil son of a bitch. But I am evil for a reason, to help people and to tell them the truth. Yes, extremism is what we need to fight. And think about it, Mary. How many religions out there are very extreme? Yeah, I'm pausing just to hear that talk. But anyways, I am going to invite people into here because I've done enough ranting. And just again, I'm going to flat out state, you bitches out there who decide to try to tear apart the alternative media, the people who are trying to get the truth out, just because you don't like that uh, we are not saying what you want us to say, or that we've got subscribers you want to steal, go suck your own dick, or go suck each other's dicks. I hear Alex Jones really needs his dick sucked, all like quarter-inch of it. And honestly, we don't need you even in the media. You want subscribers? Go do something stupid instead of claiming that what you've got is news. All right? Or start doing real news. Start doing truth. It's that simple, guys. So, yeah. All right, I am going to add. So anybody who wants to get into Google Hangouts, and I know Maynard wants to, Damien, he's just biting at the, chomping at the bit, saying, I want in, I want in, I want to be on that, I want to be on that camera. Come on. So here it is, guys. Come on in. I am opening it to people, to actual people. And I'm going to hide my face now because I'm tired of looking at it. There we go. What, you don't like me anymore, Blood Raw Truth? You don't want to come in? Fine. I see how it is. Evidently, I hurt his feelings or something. Right there, Mary Brown, right there. Oh, you're too stoned. Okay, that'll work. Right there, Mary Brown. Right there. It's really simple. When a church or a religion starts accepting money, it is no longer a religion, it is a business. And you could say the same thing whenever a alternative media starts accepting money and they start focusing on the money and not the truth, they stop being alternative media and they become mainstream media. Sweet, Big B's here. You might want to click that camera so it's not blue anymore. Alternative media, they become mainstream.
Okay, dear, I did. Thank
There
you.
you go. So, how'd you like my rant so far, Big B?
Pretty good.
I'm a little bit.
Hold on, Zach. I gotta find you on your page.
So, how'd you like my rant so far, Big B?
It was really good.
You're
It
still
was
listening to the thing. You can hit on pause if you want. And then listen to yourself later.
It was really good.
We're just going to keep on hearing. Well, really good over and over.
Sorry. I'm trying to get this under control here. Okay, we're ready.
All right. So, I'm just talking my personal opinions on things and what I see. I am not talking as this is the ultimate truth and you have to believe in that, what I believe in. I'm just saying where I'm coming from. Each person has their own view. Each person is different. Otherwise, we'd all be male and female and pretty much exactly the same. We're different.
Right. Well, everybody is different. Everybody's like a fingerprint, a taste bud. No two are alike.
Or an ear.
Yes.
Every single ear is different.
Right. Every footprint's different.
Hey, Wee Tree Bonsai. You know what? I'm going to do this to Wee Tree just because I can. Yeah, Wee Tree's a moderator in this chat now. Mary Brown, did you wish to be a moderator also? You still there, Big B?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we got a time difference here, so.
Yeah, you're a couple hours behind me on time.
Oh, I'm definitely going to put Damien in there. Damien is going to be a moderator. I don't care. He deserves to be a moderator just for the hell of it. Pop out chat so I can start looking at just the chat and I don't have to keep on going between screens so much. All right. So, is there anything you actually want to talk about right now, Big B? Because I'll keep throwing out that little things and get other people in here just for the fun of it.
All right. You pick a subject and we'll talk.
Oh yeah, that's right. As Scott said, it is my show, so I can say and guide where we want. All right. What do you think of, and please do not mention so many names. You can mention Alex Jones. He's a fucktard in my opinion. But anybody who's in alternative media that claims to do the truth, but you can clearly see that they're pandering to public opinion instead of finding the truth. What are you thinking of those types of people?
I think that they are pretty much uh, phony,
Yes.
because if they weren't and they were thinking for themselves and they done their homework, then they would know that what they're trying to put out there is only part of or a little bit of mixed with a bunch of what they want to say, for the other guys. Instead of telling the truth, it's kind of like what is the the media, like, you know, the paid television ones.
Right, mainstream media.
Yeah, that's it.
No, that's okay. I mean, honestly, one of the reasons I think I have got as far as I have with out here telling the truth is because I'm in Burns. But another reason I think is because I'm pretty good with my words and I'm extremely charismatic. And people seem to like that. But I'm still going to be focused on the truth. I'm not going to be focused on, I'm going to make you people like me. Oh, please, please like me. No, fuck that. If you don't like what I have to say, then you don't like the truth.
Right.
And for any of the trolls, and I've seen them come in to especially Spitfire's channel, and they can listen to this right here. Hey, trolls, especially that one troll that loves jumping in and saying, you guys think the FBI's are all big liars, then why do you believe the FBI video they gave you of Lavoie's murder? You know why we believe it? Because we have collaboration. We have eyewitnesses of people we believe. We got the Sharp girl and we got Shauna Cox that actually witnessed or was there. And honestly, if the FBI are not lying to us, where is the body cams? Where is the extremely high? Where's the audio? Where's any of the extra stuff? They gave us an extremely grainy type of video to watch that I personally am tired of watching, and I'm not going to watch it anymore because I'm sick of watching an American hero die like that over and over again.
That's right. And he was a beautiful person. He stood for what he stood for what I believe in, and no, I'm not sorry that I believe in it. And no, I'm not sorry that I thought he was a hell of a person. And excuse my French, okay? 'Cause
I
I
got
do
to
not like to no, I do not like to swear. So
Oh, but you don't mind us swearing for you?
I'll let everybody else swear for me. Yes, that's fine.
There you go. No, I actually got to shake Lavoie's hand whenever I made spaghetti for the Patriots down there at the refuge,
Oh,
and
now I'm jealous.
everybody there absolutely loved my spaghetti.
Well, we'll have everybody. Let's go to Lynx's house tonight for spaghetti, okay?
You're Denver.
We'll just
Yeah, I
hop
know.
on a little red flyer wagon and get there.
But here's the thing: people are saying, "Oh, it's a fake. It's a that they didn't really kill Lavoie and stuff like that," because they are too much of pussies, of pansies, of wimps, of cowards to admit that a great man like that was murdered, assassinated, executed by our federal government. They don't want to believe it. That's why they're all like, oh no, it's a fake video, guys. He's still alive someplace or something. There's so many things out there that are trying to debunk it because they're too scared to believe that somebody that was salt of the earth, that you could have just considered them a neighbor and liked them, that the federal government would actually go over there and kill them. They're
If
too scared of
if
that fact.
and this is a big if that was true, Lynx, that he didn't get murdered, then explain to me why over 4,000 people went to the man's funeral from all over.
And the family there actually did. I believe it was an open casket too.
No.
It
Yes,
wasn't. It was.
it was not closed.
It was not close. So people that did get up there and look did see his body and see that the upper part of his head was kind of waxy looking.
They done a piece to make it to fill it back in. You know how
Yeah,
they do that. The corners do that stuff. Um, because they can pretty much a corner can pretty much put a person's head back together if you get all the pieces to it, the puzzle
yeah.
form, and they can fill in what is missing.
Well,
Sounds gross, but it's true. I
it
know.
is. It is true. It's basically like putting a puzzle back together. But here's the thing: thousands of people witnessed the body. What? How could he not? How could he be alive still? I mean, he's alive in our hearts.
Yes, and because of what we do, getting the word out, getting the truth out, standing up to them wherever we're at, and dealing with situations, where things aren't being done right, and going, no, oh heck no, I ain't putting up with that. That's not right. That's not legal. That's not what the laws say. You know, it's him speaking every time.
Yeah, it's his spirit. I mean,
Well, we
we
had Miss
have that
Mary on
same
here too.
spirit. We all have that spirit of patriotism. That's why we're here. That's why you guys are listening to my retarded ass ranting and raving about many different things. It's because you have the spirit of truth. You have the spirit of a constitutional United States. You have the spirit of an American.
Is Miss Mary on with us?
Mary's there somewhere. My wife is getting a phone call.
That's fine. How's Miss Helen doing?
She's doing fine, I think.
Well, tell her I said hi.
She's on the phone right now, but we'll find out. Uh, what? Oh, that was the ultrasound? Okay. Yeah, we got an appointment on Monday. And you know what? Mike's got a lot he needs to do, and he can't be having me underfoot all the time. And I have no problems with that. I'm going to be flying on my own. I just need to find the right time. And with a brat on the way, it's going to be kind of hectic for a while.
Uh, Excuse me, that's not a brat. That's a bundle of joy.
It's a
And
brat.
blessing.
It's got my genetics in it. It's a brat.
Nope, it's a blessing. Okay, and I do like fun. I do like hearing that baby newbie is doing good too.
Well, okay. My wife wants me to explain what I've been calling the thing inside of my wife. I've been calling it a parasitic tumor.
It is a blessing.
A parasite is one that feeds off of the host. A
Yes.
tumor is a rapid growth of cells. That
So,
is
in
what,
other words, you're saying that you infected her with a parasite.
yes, yes, yep. I infected my incubator with a parasite.
Oh, I still like calling the little one newbie because Daddy said a while ago that he was the new kid on the block. He was a newbie, and I'm like, no, Daddy, you're not. The baby coming is Mr. or Miss Newbie, and that's
Well, we
why
can
I
call
keep
it
calling your baby Newbie. You know,
that'll be fine. And whenever it is born and it is healthy enough to be on live TV here, I will actually make a special breaking news that a new patriot is born, and I will introduce the infant to everybody, male, female, boy or girl, whatever it is, and give out the name for it. Because we've got the names picked out, we just don't know what it is yet, a boy or a
well,
girl.
that's okay, hon, but be very careful. Okay, be very careful doing that because you get a lot of weirdos and wackos. Okay, and I don't want you guys getting the weirdos and those wackos.
Well, here's the thing. Any weirdos, wackos that try to come in here,
I know they're gonna feel like they went through the tenderizer.
yeah, they're going to feel like they went through a blender with how many blades I got around in my house.
Just a couple.
But no, I do want to let the Patriots know of. I mean, this will be me becoming a father.
Yes,
I will be happy with that.
it will be a life changing second that is going to happen so fast you're not going to know. But you know what? The first time you hold that little one, you're going to be head over heels and it's going to have you wrapped around their finger.
Oh yeah.
See, Mama even heard me and agrees with me. You're in trouble, Daddy.
My wife knows me good enough that I'm not wrapped around anybody's fingers.
Okay.
Yes, you are. Sure.
I to
No,
me
actually, sure, I'll whap across the head if she needs it.
to me, I'd say you're already wrapped around your wife's finger, and I mean it in a positive way, not in a bad way or anything.
Oh yeah, fully. I'm looking at wrapped around little fingers. Basically, they can manipulate me in any way they want. No, I. That's not what I like. I will love them. I will care for them, but I will not give in on every single little thing they want. I've seen people
And
that are that way.
I've never done that. I've never when it's no, it's no. You know, and around here, when it's no, it's because we can't, and that's the way it is, and they accept it.
Yeah, guess what? In Oregon, you can't even tell your children no.
Well, now we know what state I don't live in, don't we?
Exactly. But I will still tell my children no. I will still swat them on the butt when they need it
You
because
know the safest distance from rear end because you're swatting them, and it's only to get their attention is less than 2 inches. And people laugh at me and think that's crazy. But you want to know something? I can do that to my child playing around, pretending I'm playing bongos, which I've done with them since they were babies, because you don't do it very hard.
right.
But learned one thing: you do it and you're playing with them, and they don't cry, they laugh. You know that they haven't done anything. But if they start bawling, it's because there's something they done that you don't know that they done. Did you know that?
I do know that.
And the best torture I've found for little kids is they'd be out in like your front room where there aren't no toys. Let's say you got toys in the bedroom or in the toy room. You look at them, you say, okay, they need to be redirected. All right, that's it. Go to your toy room and play. It's full of toys, and I don't want to go to my toy room. Okay, fine, but you gotta go in your toy room right now. What are you doing? You're redirecting, and this play with your toys and be happy.
Yeah. And yes, I know Weed Tree Bonsai. The first 6 months, I will only daydream about what a night's sleep is.
Sometimes it's longer.
Yeah, sometimes it's longer, or I could be lucky and have it like what my wife's brothers and sister was like. Pretty much slept
Yeah.
all night, even as a newborn.
I've had some do that, and then I've had other ones that didn't do that. And then when they get sick, that's another time when you go without sleep too.
Yeah.
Yep. 14 viewers, Big B. You brought in a lot of viewers here. Good job.
Oh, I didn't bring anybody in.
Yeah, we started talking about raising children and everything, but that raising the children is also part of what yesterday's show was about. You know, the values. The only way
Yeah.
to get American values back to good values instead of this consumer slavery that we have is to train them from childhood to have good values, instill those values early on. Not harshly, but almost make it a game. Or they're watching you and they're watching what you're doing. You explain why you're doing it, and they ask, "Well, why not just do it this way?" And then you explain them because I'd rather do it the best I can so that I know it's done right. or something like that. And that's a simple value that they'll start paying attention to and listening to and start living. Sorry, had a burp there. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to be a harsh father, but I am not going to be the best friend that lets the kid get away with everything. And B fell asleep with me ranting. Yep. Okay. Anybody else want to jump in here? Mary, you want to jump in? Clay, you want to jump in? Yep. Big B just left. She didn't like what I said, evidently, or her internet went down. There we go. Somebody jump in, save me from myself, or I'll be starting to play my harmonicas. Actually, no. I'll play my harmonicas anyways, just for the fun of it. I love. Oh, there's Big B again. She saved you from listening to my harmonicas. Welcome back, B.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
No,
Internet messes up.
you know what my laptop did? I never knew this before, so I'm learning something about it too. It shut down. Why? Because I hadn't moved anything.
Ah.
Yeah. I was out in my cubbyhole having a cigarette. I carried y'all out there and didn't drop any yet going or coming back. And it shut down on me. I was like, oh, yeah, I started cussing my way. So it was a good thing y'all didn't hear me doing that one.
Gosh darn dang it.
Yep.
Bad.
Those were the words, too. You did hear me.
No, I just know people who would rather not say the actual cuss word, so they find other ways to say it, but in a nicer way.
Well, one time I told some people, I says, okay, now let's get the heinous Corpus Christi out of here. And they all looked at me and said, we never heard it said that way before.
Let's get the what out of here?
The heinous Corpus Christi out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. Bunch of words for 4 letters. They understood what I meant.
Oh, yeah. So we've talked about values. We talked about the whiny, wannabe mainstream media bitches out there. Let's talk about the actual patriots, the ones that are still in jail, and the one that is temporarily released. That person, I saw what it was about. I don't know what my show times are going to be, Randall Dwayne. Sorry. I'm just doing it when I can or when and plus I have a infant that's going to be coming in on the way in March that probably will totally screw up any schedule I ever had. So I don't know the times.
Not just that, but Mr. Clay informed us during the last show that on the weekends, the other ones don't do shows.
Right, and that's one of the reasons why I jumped on today. Plus, Damien, he can't do a show while his wife is doing her work, so
Right.
this would be good times for me to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it every day or every Saturday, but I'll do what I can. I can't. I'm not as experienced as Spitfire or as Soror is. You know, I'm still trying to get the information, find out the stuff I need, get talks going, and there's a lot of stuff I do not know. I'm working on it, guys, but I do thank you for paying attention to me. As I was going to say, the one they released, they said he did not come back into Harney County until everything's over. That was one of the things that was allowed. They allowed him to be released on. One of the conditions. I'm thinking to myself, really, and going through Harney County is one of the fastest ways to get from a lot of other states over to Portland. They're making it so it's going to be more difficult.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, Harney County is I think the 5th largest county in the United States. It's the largest county in Oregon. So yeah, it's like, okay, you're going to make them spend a lot of extra money just because they have temporary freedom. You know what? That's bullshit. Honestly, I think they should all be released. And yeah, go ahead, put those conditions on. Let them all be released and have those conditions on. Why are they only releasing one?
I don't have a clue.
They're trying to show that they're
They've
being
got the authority. They're the ones in control.
exactly. They're trying to show that they're being fair. Honestly, I'm still waiting to see what the hell Pete Santilli did to get put there. I'm waiting to see what the rest of them did to get put there because they were doing nothing wrong constitutionally. They were showing how unconstitutional the government has become.
Yeah. Because they're still trying to push through what they want, which is their agenda to control and show that they've got control and show that they are the ones in charge and that the people should fear them and have tyranny and tolerate it. And what are we doing? We're saying, no, oh, heck no. We ain't taking this no more.
Right. And anybody who speaks out is actually somebody that is in danger of being, and I'm going to say it, Pete Santilli. In any of us, you got Spitfire, you got Jeff Hayes, you've got Mike Soror, you got me, you got Damian Maynard. All of us are in danger of being Santilli, thrown into prison because we're speaking out against. You guys, any of you guys seen my that list of 72 people or 72 potential terrorist threats?
I'm so all over on that in so many ways that it's not fun.
Exactly. You're in danger of it, and me just speaking out, believe me, I'd say about 80% of that list I fit into. So I'm a huge danger to him, and I'm speaking out. So I'm in danger of being Santillied. Throw into prison, and let's just throw charges at them until something sticks. That's all that's happening with Pete Santilli and the others. Because I do not remember a time in any of the videos I've seen while Pete Santilli was there that he what's the term, interfered with a federal officer or agency or something. I don't see him interfering unless they were
Interference with an official act by them.
right. The only thing I saw him ever interfering was showing the truth and making it so they can't go in there and make it another Waco.
Right.
So by saving the Patriots' lives, he got put into prison.
No. The whole thing is such a farce that it's not funny. Because they proved that those, how do I want to put this? The stuff that could make things evaporate pretty much was already there, that they belonged to the other guys and that they left them laying around. They also proved that the Native American artifacts were not being taken care of right. They proved that they weren't taking care of the buildings and stuff. And it's not, and when I say they weren't, I don't mean the Patriots. I mean the other guys that were there prior to and are probably there now.
The BLM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
But
of
the
them.
thing is, the BLM didn't care. I mean,
Right.
they found fire hazards in the wildfire fighting building in the firehouse out there. And
Yep.
not only that, they found explosives
That's
in
what
that
I was
building
talking
too.
about.
The thing is, wait, fire hazards, that building could have blown up because of how careless they were.
They had an old building in a town across river. When I say river, I mean the Mississippi. And people did not know that this stuff was there, and it was sticks of this stuff. And it was so old, they figured that it was left there during the mining time.
Well, there you go. And okay, you were talking about the artifacts. Now, I want to clear up the ones that had the fire hazard and the explosives there was the BLM people. It was
Right.
not the Patriots. I do not
No,
want anybody to think that I'm saying the Patriots had it. The Patriots did not have any explosives or anything there.
that's right.
They,
They were
they,
already there.
yep, the BLM had it there. Okay, now I'm going to get on this, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it. But the Indians here, over there at the reservation, they're fucking idiots. Most of them, they want to bitch and moan that their artifacts or it's their land or stuff like that. They're on. They're actually not even on American soil. They're on their own sovereign nation in the reservation. They
And
claim that the refuge was is officially their land, kind of thing. And they complain about the artifacts being mistreated. Lavoie personally said got people that he knew. Lavoie was actually Native American too. He was Indian
right,
heritage too. The thing is, they had Lavoie had said, "Okay, come, bring your people here. Bring your uh, council. Bring your elders out here and take this and get it back to your land and your people." He was trying to get them to take care of their own artifacts, and all you hear in the mainstream media is, "Ah, we want that land back, and they're disgracing our artifacts," and yeah, that's all you hear. And they were actually being careful with it. It was the BLM that was treating them like doorstops. In fact, you see one as a doorstop. You see uh, arrowheads and pottery and stuff in the gardens as uh, as designer pieces or something like that. They were not being taken care of. They were thrown in boxes. They were thrown out on the gardens and everything because the BLM doesn't give a shit about the land. They only give a shit about how much land they can get so that the Agenda 21, the uranium one, whatever you want to call it, they wanted the minerals. They don't care that the land was going to be useless after the mining happens. They only care about the money they can get there now.
right.
And that actually pisses me off even more because Lavoie was trying to help them get their artifacts back. And then, rumor, I haven't vetted this yet and I don't know how to vet it, but a rumor states that there's a small group there at the reservation that claims to be the ones that took down Lavoie's memorial the first time.
Um, the Native Americans are not idiots because of the simple fact they believed, and I can honestly say that they believed that the government was going to be looking out for their best interest. They just did not realize that the government was going to throw them under the bus with all the rest of us. Okay?
Right.
Um, because, the government said, hey, people, we will take good care of your land and we will, look out for your best interest. Although they didn't have their best interest, they don't have anybody's best interest in mind. And no, Native Americans are very smart people, actually, and I can honestly say it because I know firsthand.
Yeah, well, okay. I grew up here, and this is where I'm going to get a lot of hate from it. And I know it's not all of them, but I grew up watching as the Indians over at the reservation, and anytime you would see them out and about, they were drunk, lazy fuckers. Anytime you'd go to the reservation, you would see pretty much like the slums. They did. There were some people there, and I will admit there were some people there that were trying to teach the old ways. They have this little thing that happens once a year whenever I was a kid, where you could go over to the reservation council hall there and watch them do their dances and tell their stories. And the children were all part of that, and they were learning their heritage. But
Can you go and talk to the elders out there?
I might actually do that if they
It
don't
might
mind.
help you understand. It might help you understand more than what you're understanding, but because seeing is just kind of assuming things. And
Right.
I'm not putting you down, hon. And you know that. But I want you to get an eye opening and
Now,
learn.
hold
A
on.
little bit
Hold on.
more on this. Okay.
Here's something that the Beyonder is kind of getting. I didn't get to finish what I was saying. What I saw as I grew up was that. Then when I traveled the United States, I saw a lot of other Indians and Indian cultures that were very proud of their heritage. They were great people. It's not Indians altogether. I mean, what I saw whenever I was a kid and I witnessed when I was growing up was basically the worst that I could see of the Indian culture. I did not see everybody, and we even got an Indian here that is
Hey,
chief of the police now.
links. Invite Damien, please.
Damien will send
Yeah,
you an invite.
I'll invite him real quick.
Thanks, hon.
Sorry. I'm just having fun here talking. I just want to explain that as I traveled the United States, I saw a whole bunch of different than what I grew up with. That is what I was trying to say. Here we
Yeah.
go. There's Damien. I'm not saying that they're all that way. It's like you grow up close to what most people call the slums or the ghetto, and you basically consider all blacks the same. And it's not true. There are some really nice blacks out there. There are
There's good and bad in all
Hello.
nationalities and everything.
exactly.
Even
That
cars. Even cars. There are good cars and there are bad cars. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. I just wanted to add a little bit to that if I could.
Sure, go ahead, Damien.
Um, like I lived not very far away from the reservation. I used to be one of the managers of a bar right off of the reservation, and alcohol is actually against the law on the reservation. Did you know that?
Mhm. Yes, I did.
So the tribal leaders and whatnot. I know I'm kind of dark right now. I'm gonna fix that here in just a second. Um, the tribal leaders are very much against that, and and alcohol within the Indian nation itself, and it doesn't matter what nation you belong to. It could be it could be the Lakota Nation. It could be their Duck Valley Reservation. It doesn't matter what nation of Indian that you belong to. That is very frowned upon within the nation itself. Um, I know quite a lot of natives, and that's just they're susceptible to that because they live in poverty. I mean, they're getting grants, yes, they get paid by the government and whatnot to live on the reservations, but um, but they literally live in poverty. So and that drives it deeper home for them, you know? So it's not I don't I don't think it's necessarily that they want to be like that. It's just their way of life has become so downtrodden. It's the same way that they are being treated the same way and have been for a very long time that the American public are beginning to be downtrodden.
I've never looked down my nose at them.
Well, here's
because
where I'm.
because because of the simple fact I do have it in me. But I also know that there's just as many of them that have drinking problems because their system it, it was different than others. Okay, but yet at the same time there there's just as many. I don't care what nationality you want to pick, but alcohol does the same thing with them as what it does with some of any nationality. And
Right.
not only that, the Native Americans, their land, their country was all of North America.
Right.
Canada,
This was
United
all
States,
their
and
land.
Mexico, all the way down to.
If you want to go back far enough, if you want to go back in time, we can go back time to wherever it was. They controlled all North America. But you want to go
Yeah,
back
they
further,
actually
they weren't even part of North America. They migrated here too. So you can't really say that they own it. They were just here before the whites came.
here.
That's all it was.
Yes.
They also saved the white people's buns when they first moved to this country too.
Yes, they did, and I really respect that. No, what I'm wanting to also say is that I'm not saying that all Indians are drunks or useless or whatever. I want to clarify what I'm saying. What I saw as I was growing up, and I had a bad image of them until I met a whole bunch of them. And we have a family here in Burns that are called the Skunk Caps. They left the reservation and they started working, and they have their own business. We have the chief of Burns Police. He is a skunk cap. They are hard workers, and they are very well respected by the community. It
In
is
fact,
not. It is
was
not. They're all this way. It is. They gave up here at the Paiute Reservation that I saw.
wasn't the one
Right.
lady on that one video that Pete done at that meeting that time?
And another thing, once they leave the reservation, they don't get they don't get the money. See, they only get their tribal pay if they live on the reservation.
Not all tribes get that tribal pay either.
And here's another thing.
Right.
How can I be extremely prejudiced against something like that and racist when my wife has quite a bit of Indian blood in her?
I wasn't saying that you were
Oh, I
anything.
know, but Beyonder was thinking I was being very racist on that. I'm going off of what I saw, and then I explained later what I learned as I grew, as I went around America, and I saw other tribes. And hell, I've got a wife that's that way too, and my child's going to be with Indian blood in it. I have
Right.
no problems with it. I'm looking at, like I said in I think Damien's show earlier today. I am not. I
Say
guess
what?
it's not racism as they put it. It is prejudice. I'm prejudiced against the derogatory versions of each race. That is what I'm at. I am not.
So the stereotypical type thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's. We're not going to get into the whole racist thing or anything like
No.
that. You believe what you want to believe. Yeah, exactly. There you go, Beyonder. I was just going to say, let's move on. We've got a nice little panel here. But here's the thing. Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to go to the reservation and ask them and tell them, hey, yeah, I want to get an interview and I want to ask some questions about what about your side of what's happening here, and then I'm going to ask them stuff like, "Are you aware that Lavoy Finicum was trying to get you guys to have your artifacts that the BLM was treating like junk?
Yeah.
Are you aware
Right.
that uh, he brought in witnesses from a different tribal nation to look at the items and see all the dust on the boxes, see the items that are out in the garden that are being treated as display pieces, the abuse of those artifacts, that he brought somebody in to have outside view of it instead of saying, "Oh, well, this is what we found, haha," kind of thing. He was trying to get you guys to come over and take the items back to the reservation because that was your history. I'm going to ask him those questions, and who knows, that might actually turn a lot of them to the patriotic side, or they might just kick me out and say, "Never get back, never come back here again." Either way, I'll find out.
Not just that, but either way, you can at least say you tried.
Right.
You tried to
And
talk.
I would go and try. I would set up a meeting because they're not gonna. They'll meet you. They might let you on the reservation,
Oh
but
no, I can
then
drive there
again,
anytime I want.
Try making an appointment first, so you've got got it
Oh
set
yeah,
up.
I'll be
so you get
I'll be
so you get the council. So you get the council members because see that's they really I've met with a couple of tribal councils myself. So what I'm saying is, you you can call the tribal leader and set up a meeting with the tribal council and questions that you have, and they may even work in conjunction with you to get an get them. I mean, you could maybe, you know what I mean?
right. And that's thank you for suggesting that because I will go out and do that because I would rather, like I said, get the truth out there,
Right.
and that's what I'm trying to do here. I mean, I can talk and everything, but I'm telling what I know now, and then I'll go find out more information in the future. But the
Right.
thing is, they're not. There was an article that I saw, and I can't get to it real quick, but there was an article I saw that there was a head of the BLM or something like that, or no, the Forest Service over there in Arizona that said the federal government does not own any land in Arizona. It is just being controlled by the federal government and by people in California, Nevada, and basically the major population areas. And I'm sitting here going,
Right.
really? So the people in Arizona don't even have a voice in their own land. That's why they were having issues with BLM, the Forest Service, the Fish and Wildlife Service. I understand that you don't want everybody out, every Yahoo out there with a gun going and shooting all the deer up. But you know what? Here's one of the biggest problems with Fish and Wildlife Service that we have here in Burns Hines, Oregon. Our town population is about 4,500 people. Really small town. Do you know how many deer we have counted? And there's more now. This was before they did their whole breeding time. We counted over 200 deer living in town.
In town.
In town because they know the Fish and Wildlife Service won't let us get rid of them. They won't let us shoot them. They won't let us run them off or any of that. And these deer are going over gardens, tearing up fences to get into the gardens. These deer are sleeping and causing problems on grass. On
Well, that's
they're
if the
destroying things.
BLM is supposed to be taking care of that land, then it's their job to remove those animals and re enter them back into the forest. You know
Right.
that, right?
But they're not going to do that because it's been so many generations of deer here now that they're afraid that the deer here will infect the wild deer with some type of diseases that these deer in town may have. They haven't proved that the deer have any diseases here.
The wasting disease, you mean?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It's where
It's
they end up getting the disease and it kills them.
Well,
It's not
here's the
good.
thing.
We have
The
that out
deer
here.
here are being fed by idiots that come here and think, oh, this is precious. And they actually move here and they feed the deer, and the deer are there. There are deer coming from the wild areas that are wandering into town because this is a safe area. They know they're not going to get shot here.
Even
Right.
after the town council.
And this is what the Fish and Wildlife Service is doing. They're destroying people who want to grow their own food in a garden. My in-laws have to make this like almost impenetrable fence, and the deer still manage to tear it down after multiple tries, and then get in there and just decimate the garden.
Huh.
And their garden's pretty big too.
It's the biggest on their block.
And the thing is, the Fish and Wildlife Service are like, well, we don't have any orders to do something like to take care of these deer, so we'll just you just have to deal with it.
I think they took care of them once about 5 to 8 years ago, and they took out maybe 50 deer.
Oh, took out maybe 50 years, so dropped it down to about 100, and now they're
And
doubled.
that was when they were in the 75 to 100.
And these deer are not scared of anything anymore. I went out to throw away some garbage. You know the big trash bins that the lid when you let it slam down, it sounds like a gunshot.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there and there were deer not more than 25 feet from me. They just kind of looked at me. And there was probably about a good 15, 20 deer there. I lifted up that garbage lid, threw my garbage in there, and I just let the lid slam down. Real crackle, big noise. The deer kind of looked at me going, what? I'm sorry.
What was that?
They don't. They are a menace. They are a pest here.
We threw a pine cone at one.
Yeah, I threw a pine cone at
Right.
one, and he moved maybe 10 feet, and then stopped, looked at
He's
me,
like-
and goes, "What?" I'm
He's
sorry.
like, oh,
this,
that's a pine cone.
this is retarded.
That's
Is
natural
good
food
eat
for you,
those.
dude.
food there.
Yeah, I eat those.
That is good food there. That is good food that is walking around, and we can't touch it.
Right.
To me, this is what the federal government's wanting. They want to make sure you go to the supermarkets. They want to make sure you can't survive on your own.
Well, I'm sorry, but I already learned all that jazz. I
And
already know how to hunt. I already know how to fish. I already know all that jazz. I've been doing that since I was a young boy. And you know, my wife is actually one of those people who she doesn't want to see an animal hurt. And she's like, "You don't hunt, do you?" I'm like, "Well, to tell you the truth, I've been on hunting trips and whatnot, and I've killed wild. I've never taken big game on my own. I've never taken a deer or elk down, but I've been on those party trips. You know what I mean? And she's one of those that doesn't want to hurt an animal for food or whatever. She's like, "We could go to the store." I'm like, "Do you know how good elk and deer is?"
Yes, I do know how good
You know-
it is. And bear,
So-
buffalo,
Yeah, bear, cougar, mountain. I mean, it's all good. All
and
of
not
it.
only that, you can use their hides to make clothes to keep your buns covered and warm.
well,
Yep.
okay. Here's something. We have
And
a
you can use their bones
issue
to
here.
make tools, to plant food, and to cut the meat if you need it too.
We have the issue here of deer in Burns Hines area, and yet the federal government doesn't want us touching them. Is not willing to put the effort to dealing with them, even though they've got a lot of complaints. But they will have no problems in spending millions to go kill the Bundy's cattle.
Right.
Think about that, guys. How fucked up is that?
Did anybody stop to think that maybe they are kind of chasing the animals out of the woods so that they go live in the towns so that the people get drove crazy, so the people relocate, so the animals keep following the people?
That is a possibility.
I mean, it sounds far-fetched, I know, but
considering how devious and how underhanded the corruption is, I
It's
would believe
possible.
something that stupid.
Anything is possible.
Yes, Damien, you're the only one with the camera on. Haha. I see
Yeah,
your nice
I
little
don't.
shed in there. That's nice.
Oh, that I got that for Christmas too. That's a Gerber.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's actually. Let's see if I can show it here. This is one of the nicest machetes I've seen, and I used to have a super deluxe machete, but and it was longer than this by about 8 inches or so, and wow, I'm delayed, aren't I? You can see the delay on my TV, but
Yeah.
I used to have one that was kind of like a English broadsword. Well, it was like this except it was longer and fatter,
Okay.
and I could hold it from the hilt to the tip of the machete. Was actually I could hold my arm all the way down, and it would come up and touch my shoulder.
Oh, okay. You're almost looking at a Claymore style.
Yeah, it was made in England. I know that.
So, anybody in the chat room, do they have any questions? Because we've been on for about an hour and a half, and honestly, I got other stuff I need to do, get the baby room ready and everything like that. So, any other questions?
I don't know, but I
Concerning?
like Mary's comment up there. That was cute. Crossbow, you're dead,
Oh,
and freezer. My
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah,
And the
crossbows are
thing,
nice too.
Yes, they are.
and the thing is, I know how to tan hide. I know how to leather work. I know how to blacksmith. I know how to trap. I know how to. Basically, you get me out there in the forest. You get me out in any wilderness, and I'd be able to survive pretty easily.
I can do it. I can even make thread out of nothing. So I can weave. So I can make cloth. So I can do whatever I need to do to make whatever I need. Besides the leather and stuff.
I still need to teach my wife how to cart wool, but
That's
I
not
will.
hard.
Oh yeah, making wool into skein, drawing it out,
That's not
spinning it.
hard.
No, it's not. I just need to.
Did you know that you don't just have to use wool. You can use milkweed, the white stuff. You can use cottonwood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay?
there's
And
a
you can
lot of
do
different
this.
things.
Well, see,
you
back
can
in
eat.
the World War II, World War III era, they paid the United States government paid everybody in the country to go out to the farms, into the fields and pastures and hand pick all the milkweed um, sacks, and they took them and they spun it, they cleaned it, and they spun it, and they made the parachutes that saved our men's buns because it would float and would not fall apart and it would last forever. Okay?
Also, hemp. Hemp is
You
really
can eat milkweed pods too.
Yeah.
you
And,
can eat cattail
and
too.
you can weave uh some tree barks, you know. But my little girl, I showed her how you just take your little hands and you can make thread,
Yep.
Hmm.
just rolling it back and forth. And I do show her the old ways. So that
There's a lot of videos out there, and honestly, you can learn how to do a lot of this stuff if you want to learn. But the thing is, learn, guys. The only thing that they cannot take away from you, uh, the federal government cannot take away from you, is the knowledge that you keep.
yeah,
They can take your life. They can take your items. They can take your land. They can take your children too, evidently. But they cannot take your knowledge. So go and learn, people. Find the truth. Find how to survive without all this. all this technology. Learn the basics. Learn how to survive without technology. Learn how to survive out in the wilderness, and you have a chance of surviving whenever the federal government decides we want to start getting rid of people now.
Exactly. That's where people need to run, is to the hills.
Oh yeah, run to the hills and you can live. You can hide actually and live and thrive. Um,
Yep,
you could.
because cities are going to be overtaken.
Yeah,
And,
I don't want to live in the city. Sorry,
and
guys. I don't
and
even like.
honestly, I don't care. I it's my firm belief that it doesn't matter how much you prep. If you're not out in the woods, if you're not out in the wilderness, if you're not out somewhere out of a city, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Because you will have looters, you will have gangs, you'll have riots that are happening, and they don't care
Yep,
that you've been preparing for stuff. Actually, they care you've been preparing because
they
if you
want it.
prepare enough and you got enough food, they're going to want that food. They're going to break that door down, uh, rape the women, kill the men, and possibly kill the women too, and grab all that food and just walk out because they're more concerned about their survival than actually being civilized. They won't be
Right.
civilized
right.
anymore, people. That's the situation. And we're trying to, this is why we're getting our voices out there. We're trying to make sure that we can keep it civilized. We're trying to make sure that that big disaster thing does not happen. The federal government is pushing to make sure it happens. We're pushing to make sure that it doesn't. There's the difference right there.
Another thing is, you need to learn how to cook over a fire pit, be it a pit in a campground or be it you dig a hole in the ground and make your fire there, because of the simple fact the cooking over wood is a lot different than cooking on your stove or cooking on your grill. And when all heck breaks loose, guess what, guys? Your stove may not work if it's electric and you don't have solar panels to make it work. Okay, your
Hey, you know what?
gas stoves nowadays have to have electric because of the electricals ignite. And a lot of the stoves nowadays will not light without that electricity for that ignition. And your wood
Right.
is different temperatures, and it's some woods, if it's wet, you ain't gonna get nothing to eat if you gotta wait to cook it.
Hey, you know what? There's an absolutely awesome way to make a stove out of a chunk of wood. I'll tell you how to do it. You you take a you take a piece of wood. It's you want a round piece of trunk or whatever, a branch or whatever. It's going to be big, like you cut for your fireplace. And you're going to take a whole piece and you're going to split it on the top in two ways, cross cut it.
Right.
Split it. Then you take a drill and you drill about halfway down, a third of the way down, and you drill a hole to the middle of it. And then you put your tinder inside of it, lit on fire, and you have a stove.
Yep. And even if you got a fire pit, here's another bit of information for you guys. If you guys got a fire pit, you got wood burning and stuff, get a reasonable flat rock, put it right next to that fire pit, wait for about a half an hour, and that rock's going to be hot as hell. Wash that rock off or brush it down really good, and you can cook meat on that rock because
Right on the rock.
it's hot.
Yep. Don't use slate, by God. Don't use slate, because as soon as you put that meat on that hot slate, it's going to crack and break
Yep.
and maybe explode.
You want more like granite. Granite rocks would be the best for
River
that.
rock.
River rocks will be good too.
Yep.
Um,
And
I tried I tried cooking on a flat piece of slate once. It exploded.
any
and
natural,
you want to
any
know how?
natural water you get, boil it. Always boil the water. Even if you filtrated it, boil it because the filtration systems, whether you've got it from whether you get those fancy ones or you make the homemade ones like one of my videos in the past showed you how to do or told you how to do, what you do is it'll get rid of most of the bacteria and most of the parasites and stuff, but it won't get rid of all of them. When you boil it, it gets rid of the majority of the rest of them. Then your body can fight off whatever's left.
Right, because you don't want to get what is it called? Giardia. Don't want to get Giardia. That is some bad shit.
Yep.
And there's also, they sell at sports warehouses and stuff like that. You can buy life straws. They're called life straws, and uh, it doesn't matter how dirty the water is. You put that straw right in there, and it will filter out like 99% of everything. You don't have to boil the water.
Chad, you wanted to know how I knew about some of this stuff so good. It's because of my lifestyle. My late husband and I used to do reenactments, and we used to do 1840, pre-1840 actually. It's called the Fur Traders, and that is right after the Victorian stage here in America. And you learned everything, because if your man went off to hunt, or he took supplies and went to town to go get, took your grain to town to get supplies, you, the woman, had to stay home, and you had to do the farming. You had to make sure the house kept ran. You even had to go out and hunt when he was sick and couldn't get out of bed.
Yep.
And it wasn't just that we reenacted, because a lot of your reenactors go home and go back to the modern ways. Our house was set up to keep functioning no matter what.
You lived the lifestyle, which was awesome.
Yeah, we lived what we did. We didn't do and say, and stop there. It was our lifestyle.
And honestly, I've got some cast iron pots that I'm learning to cook on properly. One of them was my dad's pot or pan,
Make
and
sure you keep it seasoned well.
oh yeah,
Make sure not only
definitely.
you don't only just do the inside on it, do the outside on it too.
Yep.
And a lot
I
of
have
don't get that part.
I have an old Griswold waffle maker.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah. Oh, it is the most awesome thing. And this was made for back in the day when they cooked on wood cast iron stoves. You had the wood stove in the house,
Yep.
And it's got the deal. You put it right over the hole, and it swivels.
I was gonna
It is
say, does it
neat.
swivel? Because we've got
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's on a ball. It's on a ball, and it's a two-piece.
Yep.
It's actually three pieces. It's the base and the two pieces with the ball that hitch,
Yep.
and you put it in the bottom piece, and it swivels. So you turn your waffle upside down after you've cooked one side.
You cook one side and then you flip it over and it cooks the other side.
Yep, and it's all cast.
Yep. And not only that, I've got a cast iron tea kettle.
I was
That
with a
thing is
kitchen
that
that
thing is real light, not. But hey, and I've also got
not.
a thrasher coffee pot too. So we can all get together and have coffee, and trust me, we wouldn't run out for a long time.
Maybe I'll do a survival type show tonight. Who knows? Maybe that's what I'll do. Since we're touching base on that.
Well, it's one of those subjects that, and Damien, you're going to know this, and Link, you're going to know this too, and some of the people in the chat's going to know it. It's one of those subjects that we can just keep going, because the subjects in that subject don't stop.
Yeah, they never end. There are tons
You know,
and tons and tons and tons and tons
that's
of
why
methods to do things.
that's why I say, when stuff breaks loose, those people, the rest of the people around us, are going to be running for you and me, and they're going to go, teach us. We want to know in 2 seconds. Oh, cripes, it can't be done that way. And then when they do get it, they're going to try to do it, and they're going to go, oh, darn, this is too hard. Can't do it. Don't want to. It takes too long. But the more you do something, the faster you get at it, people.
Right.
Right, and it's just
I-
basically learning the basics, and you can slowly grow from there. The basics is what you need to survive.
Yeah,
Because what's going to happen? Seriously, what's going to happen to you when the power goes out? The food at the supermarkets isn't there anymore.
I
When
still,
the government says, "Sorry, we're not going to be able to do any assistance," you need to learn basic medicine. You need to learn basic survival. You need to learn how to make your own bread, You need to learn how to cook. Do you realize how many females do not know how to cook nowadays?
Yep, I sure do. I think my wife's one of them, but I'm not going to say
My
that
wife
on
is
air.
too. I've been teaching her, and she absolutely loves my cooking.
Yeah, my wife loves my cooking, and my mother-in-law loves my cooking. But I think my wife is best at doing stuff in the microwave, like just heating stuff up.
You know, I mean,
Yeah,
in back in the day, yeah, they done canning. It was their
Oh,
way of microwave saving and time saving and stuff like that. Okay, and their wood stoves. They actually had little things that they would use on their stove for dehydrating food because that was another great way to stock up on food supplies and stuff.
right. And you can smoke your meat,
Yep,
and you can
you didn't
smoke
have
your
to worry about
fish,
it.
and
You
you
didn't
can
have to worry
salt your
about the
fish
refrigerator for the
to
stuff.
preserve it. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of ways to preserve food.
and you don't need, and here's the thing, a lot of people are like, well, that's too much to learn, too many items I have to get and stuff. You don't need a whole bunch of items to actually learn how to can. You only need a jar, something to boil it in, something to boil water in, and the lid and the sealing disc on it. That's all you need, and you can actually
Right,
learn
because
how to
what
can
you
that
put
way.
it in there heated, you put it in there heated, and it seals itself.
Oh, guys, I don't know what you thinking about this, but look at what Captain Confederacy is saying. Sorry, I gotta be bad butt here, guys. Do you understand why?
Hey, mods, do your
I
job. Captain
did.
Confederacy, get him out.
I did.
All right, good job.
I can't see the chat. Uh,
I put
actually.
down. I put down the YouTube or the live feed for Hangout. I put that down, but I've been watching the stuff in the chat room, and he's made several comments before that one on it.
Well, that's
Well, I hope he comes by I hope he comes by tonight. I really
hell yeah,
do.
that'll be funny. All right,
Well,
what I'm
I
doing,
wanted you guys to see what so that way in case that name comes up in other ones and does the same stuff, we can do the same thing to him.
no, what I am
Come on
doing,
by, Captain Confederacy. Damian Maynard. I'll be on at midnight. Bring
yeah,
all your troll friends.
I'd be sleeping until about then, but okay.
that's it.
Hey,
Um,
the
I
crazy
am,
lady's got to get sleep sometime, honey.
yeah, sooner or later. No, what I put Smithsonian website down on the history of the Pledge of Allegiance since I said I would. Also, I put a survival network YouTube channel that I like going to and learning stuff. They've got a crap load of stuff. It'll be on the description of this chat here that we're doing here, this show, just to get that information out to people. You want to learn? That's those two sites I'm putting in there will help you learn. And the Survival Station, Wilderness Outfitters is awesome. They'll teach you how to blacksmith, and they're basically teaching on the during the time of the settling or during the time of the Civil War kind of thing. That they're
Right,
teaching those little techniques, and those techniques are ones that you can use just being a survivalist out in the woods by yourself.
Oh yeah.
So,
right. There's also apps you can download. I have an app, a military app. I have. You can go to the Play Store or whatever I guess you got, and you download the Army Survival Guide, and that is literally the manual for the Army when they go into the Army. It is a manual. What is it? Let me see here. It is the Army Survival Guide. Is what it is. But it
yes,
is
primitive technology too. Sorry, somebody threw that in the chat room.
Field Manual 2176.
But here's the thing with that: you go ahead, download those apps, but learn them before the power grid goes down, before you can't get to it anymore. Learn
Exactly.
it. Don't just
Right.
say, "Oh, I've got it on my iPad or I've got it on my phone. I'll be fine when I'm out there in the wilderness." You won't, because where are you going to plug it in?
My solar panel.
Okay, let's say it gets cracked and destroyed. What's going to happen then?
I'll rebuild that motherfucker.
Okay,
And it has a USB port. So I mean, it's not this. This is I got it for actually got it from a very good friend of mine, and I used it on the road. I recharged it in the sun. It takes all day to recharge it, but at the end of the day, it recharges your phone, or it recharges your iPod, or it recharges whatever. Of course,
well,
when I'm out in the woods, I don't use an iPod or a phone or none of that shit. I'm at home.
right. Well, also, here's something I learned, and it was just something that our scientists have actually figured out. There is a way to draw energy from the earth, from dirt. All you need is uh, copper wire, galvanized steel, and dirt,
And water.
and some water to activate that dirt. And you can
Right.
actually draw electrical power from that, and it'll be enough power to slowly recharge your cell phone or your iPad or something. It's
You can
you
use
can do it.
potatoes.
You can use potatoes. You can. There's a lot of other ways. That's the thing. You can alter things. You can do that. You just have to learn, and that's the thing. You learn. You don't sit there and go, the government's going to take care of us because the government's making it, so you have to learn this crap. And honestly, I just enjoy learning this stuff. This stuff's fun for me. But
Right.
yeah, uh,
I've been living in the woods since I was a kid, so that stuff comes natural to me. That is like second nature, you know?
And for those that feel that they have to keep their phones with them and that, and there's no electricity, invest in a hand crank radio. You can actually charge your laptops and your phones and other devices, electronical devices that have batteries on them and with them. And oh yeah, you'll get your arm exercises in too because you got to crank it to do it.
Right.
all right. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to call this wonderful show closed tonight, and I do thank Damien and Big B, Big Beautiful B, for joining in me, and thank you everybody for uh, for listening. And when I can figure out the times for everything, I will start doing a regular show, and it may not be this long. It might be longer. I don't know. Listen to whenever I'm not online. Go ahead and listen to Damien Maynard. He's on
Yeah, I'm on
YouTube.
at
He's
midnight. Come on out, troll. I see you.
yeah. Go ahead and listen to Spitfire and the Sentinels whenever they're on, and they altered it so it's Monday through Thursday, uh, 10 p.m. Eastern until whenever they're done. Mike Soror, Mike Soror Strikes Back is on Monday through Friday usually from noon Eastern until 2 o'clock or earlier if he's got other stuff to do. I mean, there's information out there, and give love to Pete. Go and look at his old videos, like them, share them. Basically, Pete is the reason I know Damien and I both really stepped up and started doing this, is because they took Pete away from us, and we are not going to let the alternative media die because they took Pete away. We're wanting it to grow until they can't. They don't have a reason to put Pete away anymore because guess what? We're here talking the same stuff that Pete would talk about. We are out here and we are going to grow. And I suggest each one of you that feels like you need to say something, you need to let the truth be known. Not the lies, not the
Right.
mainstream media bullshit, but the truth. Find the truth, or as I say, seek the truth, speak the truth, and be the truth. If you can do that, go ahead, start up your own show. I mean, great Wapiti, he's starting. He's thinking about starting up a show. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are starting up their own live streams to help the patriots learn the truth and learn what's happening. That's what we're here about, guys. That's the main reason I'm talking here. I could be cleaning the house. I could be doing dishes and stuff this whole uh, hour and whatever long we've been here. Almost 2 hours. But the thing is, you guys need to know the truth, and guys need a place to get together and talk and learn. And that's why I'm doing this.
Well,
So
I would like to say thank you to Miss Helen for allowing us to intrude on her time. And thank you for having us. And thank you, Damien, for being part of it.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
it's been a pleasure, guys, and I'll definitely see if I can jump on your show later on, Damien. If you don't,
I will be up till the wee hours of the morning.
okay.
So
Well, as long as you're not afraid, I'll steal the show from you.
I don't care.
Yeah,
We can talk about whatever. I'll probably have a couple hours before you even get on or whatever.
probably.
Or not. I don't care.
It depends on if he
Shit.
finds guests here.
We're just honestly, guys. We're just friends that find a way to get together and talk about the truth that we have researched, found, and any truth that we find, guys. And if you guys can prove to us that it's not true, I go ahead and send me the link or whatever, and I will research it. And if I am wrong, I will admit I'm wrong, and I will apologize for that, and I will state the truth. But do not throw me any of the mainstream crap. Do not throw me any of the doctored up and trying to twist your mind kind of crap. I want to know truth. I don't want to know just opinions. I want to know truth.
Right.
That's right. That's what we're out to do, and that's what we're going to keep doing is keep telling the truth on all of it.
So I'm going to say, hope you all enjoyed the show, and everybody who's listening later, thank you for listening, and thank you for all our wonderful chat people, and thank you, Damien and Big B, and well,
Thank you, Lynx.
I
Thank you
think,
for having a show too.
oh, it's no problem.
And I will catch up with Damien later. You have a great afternoon. And Lynx, you too. Have a great afternoon with Miss Helen. All right?
All right.
Bye.
Y'all be good now, and see y'all later.
Yes, Daddy, we will practice our letters. Somebody's going to be saying that to him one of these years.